Hi and welcome back to Stace on Wheels. I wanted to share with you the 7 reasons why I ride a motorcycle. It was kind of interesting coming up with these 7 reasons because I don't think I'd thought about it before. But now I understand better why I'm so obsessed with motorcycle riding. But I'm also curious to know if any of my 7 reasons for riding kind of resonate with you, about why you might ride or why you might do something else that you really love doing too. Reason number 7 is nostalgia, childhood memories really in my case. My dad used to have a little mini bike when I was little. I can't remember how old I was. I'm thinking maybe 5 or 6, could have been 7, but out of all of my sisters, I was the one that wanted to go out riding, and I would go out with him. It was just fun. Some of the strongest memories of my childhood, in fact, were those memories. I remember one particular day where he let me hold on to the handlebars of that motorcycle and he let go. It felt like magic to me. I don't know how long he let go for. It might have only been for a second or two, but the magic of those moments of feeling like I was in control of that motorcycle is just embedded in my memory. So now whenever I look down at the handlebars and the dash of a motorcycle, that same feeling comes back to me even to this day. Reason number 6 for why I ride is probably best described as kinesthetic learning. Most of my career is intellectual learning, and I love that I can keep learning new things on a motorcycle, but in a very physical way, a kinesthetic way, very much in the body, which is a great contrast to my work. I will go to car parks and practice lots of different things, like moto jitsu drills, if you're familiar with the moto jitsu channel, figure eights and U-turns and emergency braking and slow riding, that kind of thing. Out on the street, I will practice corner entry, speed, tip-in point, trail braking, using vision, using my body to modify lean angle of the bike, all kinds of things. And I love that. I love that constant learning. And the thing about motorcycling, which is a surprise to me, is that there is so much to learn, and it's like you never stop having something new to learn or something to learn better. Reason number 5 for why I ride is adventure and going to new places. Now, I used to love going for Sunday drives in the car and road trips, but since I got a motorcycle, that has just elevated to a whole new level. The great thing about the motorcycling culture, I think, and I will do this alone or I will do it with a group of motorcycling friends, is just get on the bike and go. And you might explore country towns you've not been to. You might explore roads you've never ridden on, or parks or rivers or lakes or haunted bridges, cafes. It doesn't really matter. And the longer it takes you to get there and the longer it takes you to get back, the better. So I feel a lot more adventurous. I feel like I'm going out and exploring the world around me more now that I have a motorcycle. Reason number 4 for why I ride is a tricky one to share, I think. It's because it comes with risk. I like that. Not because I'm a hoon or ride recklessly, I don't. I'm exactly the opposite of that. I try to always put safety first, and I really don't have the experience and the skill and the training to do anything really risky on a motorbike. I'd love to be able to do wheelies, but hey, maybe I never will learn. The thing I like about the risk of riding a motorcycle is that it makes you feel alive. You've got to be very present and very aware of what you're doing and take a lot of responsibility for it. Because if you don't, that risk will manifest into an incident, into an accident, into injury or some kind of problem. But whenever you take that risk seriously and manage it, it keeps, well, for me anyway, it keeps me in a state of feeling very alive. Reason number 3 for why I ride probably has a lot to do with the fact that I'm an introvert. And I mean an introvert in the sense of, like the Myers-Briggs definition, where it's about where you get your energy. If I'm in a group of people or at a party or running a workshop for my work, I get fatigued very quickly. That complex social interaction kind of environment drains me. But when I'm alone, that's when I recharge, and that's kind of the definition of an introvert that I'm referring to. So I love to be alone in my helmet, on the bike, out in the open spaces of country roads. It's reason number 3. It's a very strong reason for why I ride motorcycling. And I don't feel the same if I'm driving a car or walking in the forest. Those things are great fun to do, for sure. Maybe it's the helmet thing, or maybe it's the fact that you're on a motorcycle and the rest of the world can't interrupt you. That's what makes it a bit more special, that feeling of freedom and aloneness out in the wide open air. Reason number 2 for why I ride, again, kind of relates back to the fact that my work is quite intellectual and it can be a little bit mentally draining. So reason number 2 is meditation. There's a great book. I can't remember who the author is. Somebody will probably correct me in the comments, but it's called Meditation by Motorcycle. And that idea is just so true for me. I go out for a ride with the intention of it being for a refresh or a recharge, it really does feel like meditation. And the reason why it can is because you are very focused on doing one thing, which is operating that motorcycle safely and in a fun way. And that, because your attention is on that and your attention is so much in the present moment, those are the things that facilitate a meditative state. It's not meditation like your mind's wandering somewhere else. That doesn't work on a motorcycle. It very much is the in-the-moment type of meditation. And on a busy work day, if I've been thinking a lot or running a lot of webcasts or meetings, then heading out for an hour on the bike, just cruising around with that intention of it being a meditation is absolutely refreshing and recharging for sure. Reason number 1 why I ride. This one came as a surprise to me when I thought through all of my reasons and then put them in an order. I was surprised that this one came out as number 1. Reason number 1 is the way that a human and a motorcycle work together in unison to move through space. There is something about that two-wheeled feeling with a motor that I just absolutely love. Now, I've done many, many years of cycling and mountain biking. It's not the same. I think you need the motor to make this happen. But the way I've got to depend on the bike and rely on its handling and how all its controls work and how healthy a state it's in, its tyres, all that kind of thing, is part of that working in unison. And the bike relies on me. I mean, it's not going to just ride itself. It can't stay upright by itself. So it relies on me to put the right kind of input into it at the right time so that together we can flow and move through space. I just love that. I'm really not sure how else to describe that feeling. I definitely love corners and, twisty mountain roads because I think that really accentuates that feeling of bike and rider working together as a team. So there are my 7 reasons for why I ride. And like I mentioned before, it came as a surprise to me what they were and the order that they ended up in. But I'm curious, did that trigger anything for you? Do you relate to any of those reasons for riding? Do you have different reasons for riding? Or what are your reasons for doing the thing that you love to do?